So the funding bill passed the Senate today with a final vote of like 54 to 46 or something like that. One Democrat, one independent that leans Democrat voted for it. One Republican, Rand Paul, voted against it. This was after, of course, Democrats had come up with enough votes to side with the Republicans to move it past the filibuster. Now, this funding bill is a bad bill. It is not a clean CR like they want you to believe. It doesn't maintain the status quo, even though it keeps the funding about where it was at before. There's not specific language in this funding bill uh, to prevent Donald Trump from apparently navigating around and reappropriating this money as he sees fit. It's not as tight as they probably should have made it. And that was on purpose. These Republicans, they do things like this. They're trying to game the system. Now, if this bill gets challenged as far as funding bills go, I don't know of any single funding bill passed through Congress that has ever been tossed by a court. But there's always a first time for everything, obviously. Now, Donald Trump is expected to sign this bill, and it would be a major surprise if he didn't. This, is, of course, was after we were playing a back and forth game with Democrats as far as whether or not Senate Democrats were going to risk a government shutdown and not pass it or keep it filibustered. For their part, the House Democrats, all but one, voted against it, and one House Republican voted against it. I didn't know if it would pass. I really thought that it would come down to the wire. They'd come back with something bipartisan and Democrats would play the high hand and try to force the Republicans to do things, the right way and keep all funding where it was and kick Musk and Doge out of these departments. And they didn't. They kind of folded. Now, when Hakeem Jeffries was asked by reporters if they needed new Senate leadership, he ducked the question. He said, "Next question," and he kind of moved on. And that's typical. Democrats are going to stand with Democrats. But the question's valid. Do we need better leadership in the Senate? And I would think so. Chuck Schumer is playing by rules that don't exist anymore. He's operating by how things used to be. This was one you should have risked the government shutdown. Republicans had the ability to pass this without any Democrats. And they could have done it in a way that would have bypassed the filibuster. But instead, they chose to change things. And they didn't have the votes to get around the filibuster. And the Democrats just said, okay, well, we're going to get you past the filibuster, then you can pass it on your own. Completely ridiculous and very weak.